Sharper Point Commentary.
It's that special day, Tax Day, a day that makes many people feel a little on edge. It's the day, as my dad used to say, where we have to do the government's bookkeeping for them. When you have to tell the government what you owe or what the government owes you in the form of a refund, which is really an interest-free loan to the government. All I know is that the first 3.5 months of every calendar year feels like taxes everywhere and not a drop to drink. Because, well, I stopped drinking years ago. What did they say in Airplane? I picked a terrible day to stop sniffing glue. Boy, if I hadn't got sober, I can't imagine how drunk I'd get today. All the pressure of filing and paying taxes would likely have led me to bring out the bottle. You know, it just occurred to me that if liquor were a write-off, I would have paid zero taxes for years in this country. Nowadays, I wouldn't say that there's no pressure associated with taxes, but the pressure doesn't result in me crawling away from that pressure and shirking my responsibilities by getting inebriated. However, it doesn't keep me from feeling envy and maybe even a little resentment toward the people who have their act together, the people who filed before today, unlike me. ABC's Jim Ryan told LaDonna and me that's equal to about
2/3 of us.
Yeah, close to 200 million Americans are showing off and showing me up. But that means there are still a lot of Americans who are slackers like me.
Leaves 1/3 of us, though, who have not filed a tax return yet, have waited until the last day to either get that return submitted or to file an extension.
And that's the boat I'm in. I filed an extension late last week, which means I have to pay, I have to file, actually, by October 15th. I have to pay any taxes I owe now if I don't want interest added to what I owe. But there's no way I'm waiting that long. The look on my wife's face prompted me to make sure that they will be calculated and filed by early next month. Finally, on this tax day, do you remember when you first learned that special thing called taxes? Yeah, for me, it was my paycheck as a teenager, my first paycheck. I'm like, what? I thought I earned this, and I didn't? Where did it go? Junior Achievements BizTown is trying to expose kids to the concept of taxes early, and their chief operating officer, Annie Landers, explains 4th through 6th graders attend BizTown, and they hold jobs, and they run a small city's economy for a day, and she says they even withhold money from their paychecks because the kids have to pay taxes. Wow.
They learn about things that they are able to receive in their own community that matters to them today, like parks and libraries and roads. And then they also understand the longer-term, bigger impact.
She adds, they try to teach the kids that when you combine resources for a shared outcome, it improves the quality of life for all residents. I get that I have to pay taxes, for the society that I live in. But speaking of procrastinating, like I do every year, maybe we can procrastinate scaring the kids for a little while, still on the whole tax thing. Although I guess we better tell them now that when they actually become a taxpayer, their portion of the national debt is already equal to $323,000. Yeah, that's their portion of every actual taxpayer in the United States of our $36.7 trillion debt.
Thanks for watching Sharper Point. Click to see more from Arizona's Morning News and tap the button in the middle to subscribe.